How are you going to start the year? Are you going to be able to start the year strong? Let me tell you something. Let me walk you through a few things. I'm going to walk you through 10 things that are going to help you start the year strong. And you start the year strong by ending the year strong. Too many people pack it in and they say, oh, that's it, I'm done. I'll come back and deal with it after the first year. Don't, because you're going to wind up wasting the first couple weeks of the year. I talk a lot about how you make the most of the week, every week, by starting off Sunday, by doing your planning. And that's what you got to do with the year. Hey, that's why I talk about it in the book of Mind for Sales on a weekly basis. I'm talking to you right now on an annual basis. Okay, how do you start the year strong? Let's go through these 10 things. Number one, pre-schedule meetings. You want to make sure that from the first day on, okay, January 1st off, you may have the second off, but you want to make sure that every day after you've got meetings set up. Don't sit there and allow yourself to come into the new year and say, well, I'll start prospecting the first week of the year. By that time, you're not going to get meetings set up until the second or third week. You've already lost a couple weeks. You want to be prospecting now in December to where you've got meetings set up. There may be some business review with major accounts. There may be other meetings that you want to have, but you want to get those set up so you are actively selling that first week. Number two, you want to really build on prior year sales. You want to be taking a look at all of your customers that you've had for this year and say, okay, where am I going to find additional business early in 2021? Yes, this is absolutely key. Jump on this and jump on it quick. This is a great strategy because what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, if I get off to a fast start, I'm going to keep momentum going. So you're going to do that. You are going to identify who are those accounts that you're going to target early on and get some of that prior year activity to be resulting in early year sales. Number three, don't stop prospecting. See, one of the reasons why I think people wind up with an empty calendar is because in December, they've stopped prospecting. Don't stop prospecting in the month of December. You have to be allocating X amount of time every day and every week to be prospecting. If you don't, you're going to find yourself on the short end, and being January is scramble month, and guess what? It's going to put you behind for the first quarter. Number four, evaluate your funnel. Look at your funnel. Take some time right now and look all the way through your sales pipeline and say, okay, where's it plugged up at? What can I move? What do I need to shift around? What I want you to do is I want you to be identifying where are those opportunities that, you know what, in order for me to get this, I got to create another relationship. In order for me to get this, I got to tie it in with something else. You see, you want to begin planning these bigger moves right now. If you plan the bigger moves right now, then you'll be in a better position to take advantage of it in the first quarter, and you know they'll pay out next calendar year for you. Number five, leverage the calendar. Now, what's the difference between evaluating and leverage? What do you mean by leverage the calendar? Leverage the calendar to your advantage. One of the things that I encourage people to say is you want to get sales in early because, hey, if we wait, we may not have supply, we may not have, you know how the first couple weeks from a shipping standpoint, you want to play a little bit of urgency and importance, however you want to play it. But leverage the calendar to say, this is why we got to get these orders in. Because you know what happens always in the month of January? You know, when everybody kind of starts gearing up in weeks 2, 3, and 4, and orders start coming in, things start backing up. That's why it's important. We got to get these. So you're thinking, I want to have business that I'm going to close that first couple days of January. Number six, create your influence list. Now, one of the things that I love having is I love having people who can help me, and in turn I help them. So I want to create this influence list, and these are people who I have a great deal of respect for, and hopefully they have a great deal of respect for me. And these are people that I want to create relationships with, have conversations with. So I'm reaching out to them right now in December. I'm talking to them in December, and I'm having conversations, and these are many times meaningful conversations. And because these tend to be strategic people, it's amazing how many times they'll say, well, hey, let's get together for lunch or breakfast, or maybe because of the pandemic we're in, we do it virtually, but somewhere that last week or two in the year. And what does that do? That leads to an opportunity early next year. Leverage your influencer list this time of year. Number 7, know your goals. How do you know if you're going to get somewhere if you don't know where you're going? Know your goals and break your goals down accordingly. What this means is that you need those big opportunity customers and you need those smaller opportunity customers. What I see happening is salespeople sit there and say, here are my goals. Well, I've got all year to land this customer. So then I wind up and I put it off. And because it's such a big gorilla customer, huge opportunity, I never get it closed. Know your goals and know how you're going to be spending your time in terms of what customers are going to get what focus at what time of the month, what time of the quarter, what quarter, so you don't back yourself up. Number 8, set daily, weekly, January goals. What I found is if I can get January off to a fast start, it's amazing how much more comfortable I feel for the year. And it's amazing how much more I am able to get done all year because I just get in the groove. I just simply get in the groove. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym once or twice, it doesn't mean anything. But if you go to the gym every day for 3, 4, 5 weeks, suddenly you're saying, I got to keep going to the gym. It becomes part of your DNA. So I want you in the month of January to be setting daily and weekly goals. The idea is to get you into a rhythm, to get you going. Not one of these things where you're sitting there saying, well, it's just the first week of the year. If I don't get this till the second week, it's okay. No. Number 9, increase communication. Increase communication with all of your customers during the month of December. Don't sit there and back off. Many times what happens is there are lack of meetings, lack of normal routine. So as a result, people are a little more receptive to read things. People are more receptive to have conversations. People are more receptive to just connect. Increase your level of connection during the month of December with prospects, customers, people that are, wherever they are in your funnel. The idea being is it's going to create opportunities that you can begin to capitalize on either at the end of the year or starting in January. Number 10, sell speed and urgency. I can't stress this enough. Now, how does this vary? How is this different from everything else? Here's the whole thing. A lot of times what happens is we hear in the month of November and December, call me back after the first year. Call me back after the first year. This is a common excuse, common blow-off, and there's all kinds of reasons we need to work around that. But here's what happens. Then they sit there and say, well, okay, call me back. Well, you know what? Yeah, it's just the first of the year. Why don't you give me a buzz at the end of January? No. You see, what I want to do is I want to sell speed because the whole premise is I got to get this order in now. We got to get this moving. When you understand how what you sell fits into everything else the customer's doing, how can they get to everything else they're doing until they buy from you? See? So you want to be selling speed, you want to be selling urgency. Okay, those are just 10 things. I could go on for hours sharing with you more and more ways that you can really up your sales to start the year strong. But I can't stress it enough. Hey, check out the Sales Hunter University. Check out my book, A Mind for Sales. It's all right there on the website, thesaleshunter.com.